Welcome to Unruly 3, father of 3 unruly kids.
I'm not really.
So I'm a teacher, and I have 17 children in my classroom. And on the last week of November, we began reading Harry Potter. And what we do is we read a chapter at school. Sometimes we divide it halfway. I read half of it in the morning, half of it afternoon. And then I send a message home to the parents. And what I want them to do is then the kids go home, the parents and whoever else is in the household settle down. They read the same chapter at home, and they talk about different things. Like we'll mark out things like why was this person here and things like that. And then the kids get to share that with the parents, and they have this. The parents are also going on the same adventure with us. And so what I wanted to do was I'm going to turn magic wands for all the kids, and I thought I would just buy some cheap boxes, but the boxes all were pretty expensive to buy, so I thought I could just make some. So I had a bunch of different scrap wood, and I also went out to a lumber mill, and I told them what I was doing, that I was a teacher, and they gave me some different pieces of just wood that they had some cut-offs on out in the back and everything. So I am going to make these wand boxes for the kids. So what I'm doing right here, this is going to be the lid. I kind of did some rabbits, and so this is going to slide in here. That doesn't focus very good, but that's the back piece. So now that I've kind of ran all of these through, I'm going to quickly put this together and just see how it fits. I'm using some plywood down at the bottom. These haven't been sanded or anything like that, but I'm going to put the plywood down on the bottom. And then we just go ahead and have that slide right on. I'm going to put the little thing on the end. Took it to sanding. I'm just trying out my first piece here just to seeing how it works. So this is just going to be, I'm just making a sample one, just seeing how well the wands are going to fit inside. And then I'm using the tape on the ends just to see how this is going to fit. Glue it up, and then after I get some glue in there, I'm just going to put the bottom on, tip these over, and should have a pretty good snug fit. Put some more tape on so it holds good. See how the top slides in. Then at the very end here, after I get that, I just kind of put a little bit of glue on there and clamp it down. Let it dry. So I had a little bit of a gap here, so what I did is I just kind of took my screwdriver and just kind of started rubbing the ends on here better, and it just almost made that whole gap disappeared. So those boxes turned out good, so I grabbed all these scrap pieces, I ran them through the planer really quick, got them all to be the same thickness, about 1/2 inch, and I just started running them through a whole bunch. Just kind of, here I have a little mark on there letting me know how long I'm going to make these pieces. And I just start running them through, just batching out a whole bunch of boxes. So here I have a whole bunch of these just all ready to go. Then I'm going to run the grooves on the bottom. That's going to hold the tops and the bottom and the plywood for the bottom. So let's start running these through. I just run them through like that. Flip them around and do the top. So most of the woods that I'm using are going to be mostly maple, but I also had some cedar, some walnut, some black locust, and even a couple other exotics that I had kind of sitting around, some smaller pieces that I wasn't sure what to do with. So I threw those in to make some different boxes as well. And I took all my scraps, pulled all these pieces out, these skinny pieces, and other kinds of pieces. So there's my boxes all ready to go. In the back, a couple of them have been rubber banded together just to see how they fit. So then I just take some random pieces here and just glue them up and see what I get. Then I got them all cut. They're not cut to length, but I have a whole bunch of boxes now with lids. Now I put all the ends on them. I've cut them all to length and put them on here. You can see that this one here, I put a different end on it just to try something different, and I didn't really like it as well, so I only did one. But the rest of them all have the lids on them ready to go. And I take them over, started sanding them up. I sanded all the way up to 220, and then I sprayed them with water to get the grain to pop on all of them. So after that, I took them back, sanded them all back up to 220. And then I'm going to use 3 different finishes on here just to try them. I got General Finishes Wood Bull Finish. I think it's the same as their Wipe On Poly, but I'm not sure. I got regular Minwax Wipe On Poly, and then the Deft Clear Wood Finish. So I went ahead and put some coffee into my creamer and started finishing all these guys. So first it's going to be the Wipe On Poly. Look at the color in that one. The figure on that one. Some cedar. That walnut really popped after I put the finish on. Now I'm onto the Wood Bull finish, the General Finishes Wood Bull finish. That one's beautiful too, that grain on there. So just a reminder, I'm pretty much just doing all this kind of stuff just for fun, but if you guys like what you see, please give me a subscribe and a like. I would really appreciate it. All right, Deft Clear Wood finish. This one goes on as a spray. So all of these, with the Minwax and the General Finishes, I put 2 coats on. So I put a coat on, I sanded it just lightly, and then when I put another coat. Same thing here with the wood, the Deft finish. I put on a coat here with the spray, let it sit. I think I ended up putting a few extra coats on with this one actually. Then I would just switch boxes out, do the same thing again. Did 3 at a time with these ones just to so I didn't have too many things laying out on my workbench. So because I got the wood kind of for free on a lot of these, it ended up being a lot cheaper than trying to buy these boxes. These wand boxes, some of them are really expensive, almost $10 a piece. And to get the measurements that I needed, otherwise I'd have to figure something else out. That one there was really cool. I did a router down the end, just trying to make it look like a little bit of a nature one. So these 5 were done with General Finishes Wood Bull finish. It's an oil-based one, and after 2 days, I can still kind of feel a little bit of a, maybe I didn't wipe off enough of it. I put 2 coats and sanded in between, and it still feels a little bit sticky. I think the finish is nice. Like, it really made this pop on it, but I still feel it's a little bit sticky, like it hasn't cured, and it's been 2 days. This one here was the Wipe On Poly. It doesn't have the sheen on it that this does, but I really like this finish. This one here, you can see the curling in it. It's dry, but it doesn't feel like I popped the grain in between and everything, and I think overall it did good, but it still has some touch up where I have to go back and touch it up a little bit. But I think I like the looks of this one better, but the end product, now that it's done, this one definitely dried faster. But the one that I clearly like the best is the one I've been using, the Deft Clear Wood Finish spray. These, I did my trick of going over the top of it with a dollar bill after I'm done. These feel amazing compared to these ones that still feel a little bit rough, and I did the same thing. I went over them with a dollar bill on these ones, but these ones just feel so much better, and like these slide really well in there after they've been
sanded where these ones, they don't, but these ones all slide really well. The Deft, I think, is by far my favorite finish out of all of these. And so I did a few extra of them in the Deft because I did 5, 5, and 5, so I had 2 extra ones over here that I just kind of finished with that one. And yeah, I think that the Deft is by far better.
So here they are after I went through, got them all the way finished, did some extra touch-ups on the ends. Some of that grain is really pretty. Alright, so next I gotta start making some wands, but boxes are all done. So down in the comments, I'm gonna go ahead and number all these. I want you guys to comment which one do you guys like the best. So here's gonna be the first set of them. And the second set. Alright, thanks for watching.